Hello, welcome back, and I'm Dugout Man, and this is my Nantwich Town on the up save, and I'm really grateful for you to come and watch today. As you can see, we've made quite a bit of progress into the season. We're 26 games in now, and we currently sit in 8th place in the league. Things have been going really well. We were probably sitting up nearer to the top 4 actually, but just more recently we've had a little bit of a sticky spell and things have started to go, I won't say completely wrong, because we're only expected to finish at the very best top half anyway, so that's not too bad. But if you remember, we played our last games against Macclesfield, where we lost 2-1 in the FA Trophy first round, and then we played against Darlington, which you saw also, and we won 3-0. That was a very good result, and I'm quite pleased with how we fared in that particular match. Then we went to Marine, a team that we really should be beating, and Marine went ahead with an Owen Body own goal. Perhaps the board were right, telling me that he was a bad signing, I don't know. And then Liam Shotton got us back in the game with 15 minutes to spare. We did outplay Marine, I think, in that game, but it was just one of those games. Then we lost to Micklova. I think Micklova are doing reasonably well in the league, so it wasn't the worst result in the world. I think we went toe-to-toe with them. Then we got a good result against Whitby. Josh Hancock, John Moran and Liam Shotton. Liam Shotton did really well as a target man during a spell in which Chris Speed has been out injured. Then we got absolutely hammered, so from one great result to one terrible result against Skelmersdale. Really can't defend the game, they just played really awful. I tried all 3 tactics throughout the course of that game and they just scored with every single tactic I tried. So that's just one of those games. It's not very often we've had them this season. I think it's the second time that we've been hammered. The rest of the time, if we've lost, we've been quite unlucky in losing. Then we went to Grantham and a 2-2 draw there. You'll see this happen again in a bit, but we took a 2-0 lead. Matty Casilo and Josh Gordon. Then we conceded a goal just before half-time and a goal not long after half-time. And that was the end of the scoring. Then we played Salford. I was going to bring you this game, but again, it was just a time where I wasn't in a position to record and I wanted to carry on a little bit. And Salford, it was a close game. They just edged it with a sort of breakaway opportunity, which left Gareth Seddon clean through. And so we lost that 1-0. Then we came back with a 1-0 win of our own with Chris Speed. It was a hard-fought match. Hales Owen played really well. We played really well, to be fair, but Hales Owen dominated. And we came away with the 1-0 win. Then we come to the Frickley game. Now, in the Frickley game, we were walking away with this match. It was 2-0 and absolutely comfortable. And then in the 80th minute, Luke Hinsley scores, and 5 minutes later they get a free kick and score again. Really disappointed to throw that away. That leads us to play Ashton United, who are pretty close to us. They're in 10th place. I think we have already played all the teams now this season, so when we played them earlier in the season, we drew 1-1, and that was at home. So as we head for the away match against Ashton United, this is a team I've gone with. Oh, by the way, we've made, I think it was Richie Auger. Auger was injured for most of the season, so I terminated his loan. And I brought in Liam Brownhill from FC United. Matt Day. Now, Matt Day, he came from, I can't even remember where he came from. Contract info. Hungerford. He's not a great player, to be honest. He's really just someone to bolster the squad. He's got 13 for long shots, which is really useful for a centre-back. No, he's just there to sort of keep us playing. Liam Brownhill, on the other hand, he's got 17 corners, 16 crosses, 17 free kick taking. All the rest of his attributes aren't brilliant, but at least he's got something there for us to work with. He's playing as our right back. We've got Thornton in at left back, Day and Bailey in the middle, Casilo, Hancock, Osborne and White, Speed and Gordon. Now I did get another lone player in. Thought he'd be a fantastic attacking playmaker for us. In Kennedy, Diggy looks absolutely exceptional for the type of player that we want. Oh, sorry, I was going to use him as a ball-winning midfielder. Yeah, and he's got potentially 5-star. And so I thought we'd use him in midfield. Fantastic. Got the loan in. Nothing wrong at all, except apparently he's ineligible to play for more than 2 teams in one season. Don't know why. Don't understand that rule myself. And all he's played is 2 substitute appearances in cup matches for his the team that he belongs to. He's contracted to. So it was a wasted effort. We've now got to redouble our search to look for another midfielder. I want a better ball-winning midfielder in essence. That's what I was looking for. And maybe an attacking playmaker so that I can then push Hancock into his preferred position onto the left wing. That was the plan, and we'll see how we go. So here we go. Ashton United versus Nantwich Town. I really feel that we're at the point where a good run could see us springboard up the table, or a bad run could see us drop down below our expected 12th position. So let's see where we go, and hopefully today will be the day where the good form starts again. So 17 minutes in, and we have our first highlight of the game. We were on counter. I decided to switch it to standard because of the lack of activity, and straight away we have an Ashton United highlight, which results in an Ashton United goal. That's amazing management there. 20 seconds after making the change, we're 1-0 down. Very disappointing. But as you can see, Hughes to Pilkington. Unusual but good control. And Charles completely open to fire the shot into the corner. So here we are, we're just coming up to the half-hour mark, and at the moment it's looking like another Ashton United opportunity. Are we about to see another bad day at the office, or can we find a way back in? We're certainly allowing them to pass this around a little too easily here. And as soon as the ball is out of play, we'll make some changes. So what we're going to look to do is we've got to get stuck in, try and break them up, and just close them down a little bit more, and try and control the game by retaining possession. They've had a lot of the ball, and we've got to stop that from happening. And if we can do that, then I feel we've got a chance of getting ourselves back into the game. So as we approach half-time, I've made a couple of subtle changements. I've turned off full-backs to wing-backs just to try and utilise Brownhill's crossing. His defending isn't particularly working today, so we'll see if we can get him going forward. But it looks like we've gone all the way to half-time, 1-0. We need to start finding a way through, really. We'll suggest that they can still come through in the match. And also we'll try and look to speed our play up just a little bit by more direct passing, which obviously cancels out our retained possession, but that will have to do. We've got to find something that's going to start creating us chances, because without the chances, the game will slip away from us very quickly. So here we go for the second half. White to Hancock, to Osborne, to Speed with the header. Casilo won't collect, and that's the end of the highlight. So here we go, 52 minutes in, we have another highlight. Nobody's closing him down, even though that's the instruction. Interesting to note. Perhaps a little bit of a lack in the work rate there. Pilkington. This is looking very, very dangerous. Charles at the back post. Come back into Hill. Very, very pathetic defending. Absolutely disgraceful. Right, so definite measures for an aggressive team talk here. Show some passion. And in a minute we'll certainly be looking at making some changes because that's just pathetic, isn't it? So Taylor takes a goal kick. Bailey finally wins a header, but it's straight to the other team. And forward they come again. Bailey wins a header again, but again the midfielders are just completely free. Johnny Vegas with a great save from Pilkington there. And from the corner, I hate it when it shows this angle. It usually means there's a goal and you can't see what's going on. Charles with the cross. Pilkington heads it back. Gee, they're just letting him shoot. It's ridiculous. So we're going to make some changes because they're just not even following the instructions that we're... sorry, that's the wrong one. They're not even following the instructions that we're instructing them to do at the moment. So we'll look at the players we've got. So let's move Josh Hancock onto the wing. I'm going to try... No, what I'll do is I'll put Chris Smith there. It's the midfield where we're letting ourselves down. And... yeah, Sam Hall can have a go as the attacking playmaker. No one can play in these positions particularly well. I did consider trying to train them up, but I don't intend to keep any of them over the course of the next season. They're not really good enough for what I want, and I'm confident that we can actually pick up on next to no wages whatsoever. And also we've got the youth intake, but I'm confident that we can pick a better team up altogether. The only players who I may keep, well, certainly keep Chris Speed. Josh Hancock will be sticking around if I can get him on a proper contract. Maybe I'll keep Bailey, but at the moment I'm not totally sure. As Hendry goes to put the ball in, Hill, absolutely unmarked. This is unbelievable. So the last and throw of the dice is that we're going to have to push a defence out. They're just playing the ball around. The players aren't making the tackles that we're asking them to. So we'll just push the players out and see if that gives us any sort of hope. But the game's gone. Very disappointed. I'm glad I chose this one to show you. Thornton with a throw-in. Gordon, Hancock. Good ball in speed. Great goal. That's much better. Great goal. Sorry if I clapped into the microphone there. But Chris Speed has been excellent for us this season. I thought he was a player for next season, but he's ended up becoming very quickly our star player. And I think that's 11 or 12 goals now he's got this season. Bearing in mind, he wasn't here from the start as well. So time is beginning to tick away. We're 74 minutes in. No more chances particularly. It's been a very even game according to the stats. Slightly more possession to the home team, but you'd expect that. And now's the time really to chuck the kitchen sink. Yeah, we'll just go for pumping the ball. Do we clear it to the flanks? Yeah, we'll try clearing it to the flanks. We've got to get these wingers involved somehow. See if we can get just one more goal back and make this a little bit more interesting. But the time's just ticking away and there's not a single highlight to be seen. Oh, unless it's to Ashton United. I have to say that the defensive aspects of the team are unbelievably bad. As Martin Pilkington scores again. And we're 4-1 down now. It's been an awful performance. Very disappointed to have to live com this particular match. And I hope that the next match that we do will be a little bit better than that. So there could even be more pain added to us in the 88th minute. Pilkington, I think he's on a hat-trick now. Johnny Vegas makes a save for a change. Speed. Bailey forward. Speed. Plays it out to the wide. Casilo in a lot of space. Great ball in. Gordon, that's a fantastic goal. It's all a little too late, should I say. But at least it was something for us to cheer about at the end of the game. Bit of a question on whether it was onside or not. It looked offside to me. But we'll take a goal. Just saves our goal difference a little bit. And deep into injury time. Probably the end highlight. Hall makes a tackle. Pilkington, is he going to get his hat-trick? Great tackle. It's a little late in the game to start playing well, but yeah, this is just the end highlight. Anytime now. There we go. Aston United 4, Nantwich Town 2. Very disappointing. But we'll move on to the next game, onward and upwards. I'm not happy with that result. Josh Hancock seemed demotivated. In fairness to Josh Hancock, he apparently had a very good game, but I never saw it myself. That drops us down to 10th position, and we've still got games to recover this, but it does seem that the playoffs are becoming less and less likely now, and it's just a case of trying to keep ourselves above that 12th position and in the top half of the table. I think the board would be happy with that as well. And then next season we can concentrate on getting our wage bill down and progressing the club forward. But thanks for listening. And what we'll do is I'll just progress it a few more games, maybe till we're about 10 games to go, and then we can start taking a real look at whether the season's going anywhere. If it looks like it's just going to peter out into a meaningless season, then we'll just have a season review at the end. But certainly with about 10 games to go, I'll come back and we'll see where we stand, what we're going to do, and hopefully things will be looking a little bit brighter than they are today. So from a very deflated dugout man, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. God bless. 4-2. Oh.